Hello again, golfers, and welcome to the 14th episode of Inside the Ropes, a deeply personal journey with Scottie Walnuts, a PGA Tour 2K25 course showcase series. I'm your host, Scottie Walnuts, and today we're checking out our first B101 course of the series, Shell Bay Links. If you've been around the community, this designer needs no introduction. If you're not familiar, B101 is well established in the pantheon of designer gods. You'd hear his name in any best designer in the game type of conversation. And in addition to the 47 tour-worthy publishes on his design resume, he also publishes design strategy and advice videos so that other designers, including myself, can continue to grow in the craft. It's almost a sort of informal continuation of the design curriculum once you've learned the basics from the Crazy Canuck 101 and 201 videos that we highlighted back in episode 9. Just a reminder that we film these episodes live on Twitch every Tuesday night beginning at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you found your way here, then you're very welcome to join us on Tuesday nights, and the link is below in the description. So let's take a look at the designer description, and he says, drawing on Barwon Heads, Lonsdale Links, and 13th Beach, among others, this course is a links course set on the Bellarine Peninsula. It should accommodate shorter hitters while also challenging longer drivers. So that's the designer description. Also notable that it's a par 73, and there's 3 sets of tees. There's a shorter gold tee at 6,717 yards, a middle green tee at 7,153 yards, and then the tips where we'll play from the black tees at 7,460 yards. This course hosted a TGC Tours Elite Tour event back in the autumn of 2025, and with close to 120,000 rounds played at the time of this episode, it will be a familiar sight to many, and I'm looking forward to taking a closer look at this golf course. Just a reminder, we're on TGC Tour's Platinum Tour settings for our rounds, which is Legend Swing difficulty, and we use a default ball, so we'll get a sense of how the course plays on the difficulty played by the best players in the world. And if you enjoy the showcase, remember to smash that like and subscribe button and leave a comment to let me know what you think of the course and the round. So we're set up at Shell Bay Links, and that's tips. Pin 3, medium wind to the southwest, and the defaults are firm, and fast. Let's head out to the first tee. Opening hole par 5 here, Shell Bay Links. Already a couple things to look at. Got a parking lot over there. An interesting green and purple car ratio. And we've got beautiful sort of garden around what you immediately assume is a clubhouse. Got a putting green right here. And yeah, nice clubhouse with the garden there. And that's actually 2 buildings. I guess that's where you actually drive up. Back here is for the golfers. And it looks like as we move along down this golf hole, you'll see the town on the right. And we'll take a closer look at that as we go along. So 551 yard par 5. down area. And then even sort of further in the distance, you can see distinct sort of farmlands. As we wheel around this way. There we are. On 228 feet for the eagle. That one's gonna drop. How about that for a start? How about that to get us started here? Revealing look at this second hole here. Coming down towards the water. Neat. 449 yards takes you right down to the water. Fairway with some right to left camber. Gotta work against that if we can. We're on the second hole after the eagle. To start the round, par 3 third coming up. Look at it right there. 231 yards. It's uphill. It's into the wind. Looking at it and realizing don't have a great club for this. We're gonna have to partial a 3-wood, I think, for any realistic chance. Maybe even work it in a little bit from the left to right since this bunker is protecting the left to right shape a little bit. So bit of a shot to hit here if we want. Or to say we'll really need to execute our shot here if we want to have a chance. Big push. Not gonna get up and down there, and we're gonna drop a shot. That's okay. 483 yard par 4 this time. That drive's going to give us a really good look of how this sand along this course blends just naturally, seamlessly into the sort of earth around it and then into the heavy rough around it. And the sort of low trees that are growing out of it and whatnot. Neat. In that instance, we will make the up and down for par on the fourth. Still a shot under par early on here, thanks to that eagle on the opening hole. 551 yards. We've got another par 5 here on the fifth hole. It's downhill, it's with the wind. Good drive would take a lot of yards off of this otherwise long hole. I'd say we really squared that one up. It's all right, though. We'll work with what we've got. 273 yards. Downhill, it's with the wind. It is out of the heavy, though. $27 for birdie. Something about the par fives here. I mean, they are statistically the holes to score on, but doing it with interesting ways. 330 yards on the par 4, and you can see your risk and your reward here, there's no doubt. Neat. Sort of not sure what exactly these posts would represent or be, but maybe some sort of aqua farming or who knows. I think so, Yeet. What's up, coach? Appreciate you coming in. Push is not what you want to see off of the strike, but with a little bit of fortune, this one will be in pretty good shape. 42 feet, but it's a putt for eagle. Great look at what looks like par 3 coming up here. Beautiful. 185 yards. Beautiful location for the green here, and a bit of water back here. Looks like it's come up over the edge maybe, or yeah. We're able to convert there on the 8th hole. Double breaker. $458 par 4 that brings us back. Maybe not right to the clubhouse, but you can see the clubhouse again in the background there. To put the par on the 9th, we are out in 5 under, and just gonna take a deeply personal journey into the clubhouse, and we'll be back on the 10th tee in a moment. All right. Back nine starts with the par 5 10th hole. It's downhill, but it's into the wind. And we'll make the birdie on par 5 10th hole. Got some sheep out here, it would appear. Don't tell Stando. Please don't tell Stando. For everybody's sake, please don't tell Stando. Yeah, that's right, burn party. The on the short par 4 there, we roll it sort of up into the side. Love how the water looks from this angle. Coming up at it from 24 yards on the second shot. Put down for the birdie on 13. 397-yard par 4. Another good look at the water there. How it interacts with the shrubbery around it. And this hole really forces you to ask yourself, how risky are you really willing to get? Hundred and 23 yards, another beautiful green location right along the water here, just sort of perched up. Water on three sides. See the bridge there? That's how you cross over. 123 yards. Rain continues to roll. 10 through 14 now. After that sort of interesting start, we eagled the opening hole and then took a bogey shortly thereafter. And I think we were one under through 4 or 5, and then I think we'll see when the scorecard comes back up. We've birdied almost every hole since then. Gonna hit a shot that we don't hit as often as maybe we should consider, but that's the power approach right there. And that's a decent strike with the power approach. That gets us to 15 feet for eagle on 15. That'll be our second eagle here at Shell Bay. When you're rolling, you're rolling. 12 through 15, 196 yards now with this field over here. 196 with a field. Didn't realize till just now that Dr. Chapinski was making house calls here at Shell Bay. Keep it rolling. 637 yards, 17th hole with fields. Well, it's a three-shotter if we don't power drive anyway, so we might as well give this a rip. Might as well give this a mighty rip. We just hit a pretty good power approach. Can we hit a power drive here on 17? This will depend on the rollout. First cut. But we did cut a pretty decent chunk of this hole down. 262 yards still remain. We could power approach again, and I unironically think that that might actually be the shot. Power approach here from 262 yards in the first cut. There's a scooch of helping right to left wind. It's going to be a tough pin to sort of get at by rolling it up to, but it's a par 5, so it's all gravy anyways. Not quite as well struck of a power approach as the last one, but we're up there. We're up there. You can see the house. You can see a house in the background, or some sort of house type of thing. Maybe not our most careful short game shot there. Probably should have more seriously considered a flop for that situation. But we get to look at the house again in the background. And we'll still make our birdie. And we close with 476 yards here. We come back past the clubhouse, so I guess you finish 18 and then you kind of turn around and come back. Our final pin here from 156 yards. It's downhill, mostly left to right, but a bit of helping wind. Maybe choke up a 9-iron here and get some action on it. I think that might have caught that fairway instead of the green, which would have softened the bounce a little bit. 32 feet for birdie. So after all that on the back nine, the train comes to an end, but that's a 9 under on the back nine. One par, one eagle, and the rest are birdies. Front nine wasn't quite the same, but we'll take a quick look at the scorecard here. Yeah, out in 5, in 9, so that's minus 14. Minus 14 is a 59 on the par 73, which is interesting to observe because in the previous episode, we shot 59, but it was 10 under because it was on a par 69. In this case, we shoot the same number, 59, but it's 14 under because we're on a par 73, which, so both of those are just a notch outside of the norm of how we got to the same numbers. But you can see 2 eagles there, 1 bogey, lots of birdies, a few pars. Watching another edition of Inside the Ropes, a deeply personal journey with Scottie Walnuts. If you enjoyed the show, remember to hit the like and subscribe button and leave a comment to let me know what you thought about the round. Remember, we're live most evenings on Twitch with golf and sometimes other sport and story games, and we film these episodes in front of a live studio audience on Twitch every Tuesday night. Link in the description. TM high and let 'em fly.